Jai Gurudev and welcome all. And this is our second podcast in the series Echoes from Sankhya. And I am Prabhakar Rao, curator of Mandala Vatika and the curator of this exploration into Sankhya Sutras.
Hi everybody, this is Supriya and I'm absolutely thrilled to be with all of you. I'm an Art of Living teacher and I've been with the Art of Living since the last 20 years now. And this is one of the most special podcasts because today we will be exploring the first phrase in the third sutra of Sankhya Sutras. So, welcome all of you.
We are looking at Sankhya Sutras, specifically the interpretations of the fourth sutra as commented by Rishi Kapila.
Exactly. And this stuff, it's dense, let's be honest.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not light reading, but it lays an absolutely fascinating foundation.
So, our mission today really is to try and unpack that density.
Yeah, and to look at these foundational concepts, these rules, and see what surprising insights pop out of this ancient way of looking at creation.
Think of it like getting a guided tour, maybe through a very old, very detailed instruction manual for reality itself.
That's a good way to put it, Supriya. Now, to do this, we must start at the very beginning, at the most fundamental state in creation. The sutra talks about the Mula Prakriti.
The Mula Prakriti, okay.
This is represented as a primordial foundation of everything, the Mula Prakriti. And the sutra calls it fully harmonic, oscillatory, and this is the key, non-evolute.
Non-evolute. Okay. What does that actually mean, though, in like really simple terms?
Well, basically, it means that it doesn't unfold or express itself in a way that we can directly perceive it or measure it.
Right. Okay. So that feels a bit counterintuitive. If it's the basis of everything, why can't we, detect it?
Well, the sutra has a really elegant explanation. The Mula Prakriti is described as a perfectly stable standing wave. Standing wave.
Okay, it's a standing wave.
Imagine like the rope in a perfectly balanced tug of war, or that example of the bow that I had given in my second episode, where the force pulling inward is exactly balanced by the force pulling outward. It looks as if it's stationary because everything has got cancelled out.
So it really makes it invisible or undetectable, is it?
Yes, because it's balanced. It's zero movement, zero displacement, and to anything external trying to read it, measure it, or detect it, since there is no outward propagation of anything, there's no signal emanating from it. You can't see it.
Okay, so it's not empty or static, it's just perfectly self contained or balanced, right?
Precisely, full of potential, expressing only internally within itself.
That makes sense.
That's why it's called the Swabhava state, meaning its nature is just inherently self-similar. That's what Mula Prakriti fundamentally is.
Wow, okay.
Through the concept of doubling is the first inherent rule in creation.
Doubling, interesting. Okay, we've got this undetectable, perfectly balanced Mula Prakriti where doubling is the first impulse. How does anything we detect actually come from that?
Right, that is the next step. This is where the next layer comes in, the source. The sutra explains that new states get created when these fundamental oscillatory units join up with existing ones. You know, when we did Mandala Vatika, we spoke about the waves which interact for creation. This is exactly what Sankhya Sutra says. It says fundamental oscillatory units join up with existing ones.
Okay, so they combine.
Yes, and this joining process, it leads to an accelerated expansion, not necessarily in the physical space, but an expansion, let's say, in the spectrum of possible oscillatory states.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this whole dynamic spectrum of these oscillatory states, that is what is called Prakriti. So from Mula Prakriti, we get Prakriti.
Okay, so Mula Prakriti is the absolute way, and Prakriti is like the first active layers, still maybe abstract but active.
Yes, exactly. And then the Prakriti itself differentiates. It divides into something the Sutra calls Avikriti. Now, both Prakriti and Avikriti are still in harmonic with the Mula Prakriti. They are out of phase, but they are still harmonic, and therefore we can't detect them. They are stationary.
Okay, so stationary harmonic states.
Yeah, like fixed points on a vibrating string. If a string is vibrating, there will be points on the string where there is no vibration because there the two waves have cancelled each other. So these are like fixed nodes on a vibrating string. They are harmonic in configuration. They are not radiating outwards yet, but they are forming structure.
Oh, got it. So fixed points of harmony within the vibration. And the sutra mentions something so specific about these being integer dependent.
Yes, that's a really important detail, Supriya. Now, the rate of change in these oscillations at these levels, they have to be in whole numbers. Like 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, 3 becomes 4. They have to be whole numbers. 1 cannot become one and a half because
Right.
it's neither one nor two. So it does not accept that. The axiomatic theorem of Rishi Kapila in Sankhya Sutra demands that from the fundamental unit, which is one, the next unit has to be an integer. That means it has to be a whole number. But the ratio or the gradient of the changes, they can be expressed as fractions. The ratios can be expressed as fractions, but the units themselves have to be integer.
Oh, so discrete steps but fractional relationships between them.
Yes, it suggests that the universe is built on these distinct levels, even if the connection between the levels involves fractions. It's so deep. It's so deep what he is saying.
It provides this comprehensive, albeit abstract model for the fundamental architecture of existence. Just to recap key points, we started with the non-detectable Mula Prakriti, then the emergence of oscillatory spectrum Prakriti, and its stable form Avikriti. So, to sum the entire podcast, it is safe to say that Mula Prakriti is a state that is harmonic, oscillatory, and a non-evolution. It is undetectable because all the forces cancel itself out and we can't see it.
And yet, Mula Prakriti happens to be the fundamental field from where all creation happens. So, in our next podcast, we will explore Prakriti and Avikriti, which are derivatives from the Mula Prakriti. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.